What's going on? Matt Savoca here from Awesemo.com, filling in for my buddy Josh Engelman, bringing you my top plays on FanDuel in the NBA for Saturday, March 5th, 2022. Should be an exciting 5-game slate here in the evening games on FanDuel. But before we get into the analysis on this one, just want to remind you guys, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you always know when we're going live. You guys know what to do. And if you could give me, Matt Savoca, a follow on Twitter at Draftaholic, that's always much appreciated as well. We'd also like to thank our presenting sponsor, No House Advantage. No House Advantage, or NHA as we like to call them, is bringing you a different way to play DFS by offering player props contests. It's 100% peer-to-peer to help level the playing field, and they have over 500 player props offered. All new users get a $25 deposit bonus with promo code Awesemo. You see those instructions at the bottom of the screen. And remember, there's mass entry capability, there's big prize pools, and you beat your friends, not the house. So you use our NHA projections and our optimal lineups tool over on Awesemo.com. That will help you win big prizes over there. Go ahead and download it in the App Store or play on NoHouseAdvantage.com today. Okay, guys, on the screen here, you see my 10 through 6 of my top plays over on FanDuel. At number 10, you see Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors. Shouldn't have a problem with Los Angeles tonight. A 25% chance for Wiggins to be in the optimal lineup at a solid value salary. Then there's Anthony Edwards for Minnesota with a 27% chance. He doesn't quite catch both LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges. The Hornets teammates have an equal shot of being in the optimal FanDuel lineup at a 29% chance each. That's not quite as good as Anthony Simons, the only glimmering hope of the Portland Trailblazers right now, who have every other player that usually contributes on the pine right now and injured. So Simons with a solid 30% chance of being in the optimal lineup with a 35-point median projection at just 6,700. Still not quite good enough to crack the top 5. Who does? Let's watch and find out. At number 5, it's Jimmy Butler, and Miami should be stronger here with Oladipo back in the lineup. Butler didn't play last time out here, but I expect Butler to play in this premier matchup against the Philadelphia 76ers, who are on fire right now. The Heat are going to need Butler, and they're going to need a big game from him. We got him projected for a solid 34.5 minutes here and 21 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. That's kind of the stat line we expect from Jimmy Butler. The ceiling isn't as good as other players in his salary range. His chances of getting 60, 65 points here, pretty darn low, but still, his optimal lineup percentage at 8,200, a solid 32%. He's good enough for number 5. At number 4, Portland big TRENDON Watford. Now, they recently signed Watford to a new deal. They clearly think Watford is part of this rebuild. Do I think that means he's going to have a great game tonight? Not necessarily, but still, we got him projected for 28 minutes. He's a 3,500 salary player, and he contributes when he gets that kind of usage. We got him projected for a solid 10 point, 7.5 rebound game, and honestly, I think that's a little conservative. We got a lot of usage, or production, I should say, going to Drew Eubanks. Easily could go to Watford here. Probably not going to be a pretty game. Most games for the Trailblazers aren't these days, but still, the salary-based expectations mean the projection looks mouth-watering for Watford here. He is in the optimal lineup 35% of the time. At number 3, the Spurs, DeJounte Murray. They're going against the Hornets, who are a pace-up team if there ever was a pace-up team. So I expect the Spurs, who are typically more methodical, actually they've been more pace-up this season for sure, they should play fast as well. Plenty of points expected in this one. I think it should be a very, very good game. 35 minutes here as a median projection is actually on the low side for Murray, but not the projection overall. 21 points, 8.5 rebounds, 9.5 assists, maybe 2 steals, a 30% chance at a block. Murray should be able to do it all. That's why that 9,600 salary is not too much. And even compared to a player like Jimmy Butler in a similar salary range, I much prefer Murray because he has that ceiling capability, a 8 to 10% chance of scoring 60 to 65 points here. That's good enough for me. I don't think that's absolutely going to happen, but it's in the range of outcomes more than it is so for Butler. That's why we're seeing a big discrepancy in optimal lineup percentages for players that are similar in their median projections. Murray, a solid 41% chance of being in the optimal lineup, slides in at number 3. At number 2, I spoiled this one a little bit. Portland big Drew Eubanks is probably going to get plenty of run here. We've got him projected for 25 minutes, north of 25 minutes here, which would be 8 more than he's averaged over his last 10 games, and we all know the reason for that. Nurkic is on the bench. Basically, Portland just needs bodies at this point, but if he's going to play that much, if you look at the per minute per 36 production, that means the median projection actually gets quite solid for a player like Eubanks. 11.5 points, 9 rebounds, nearly 2 assists, and 1.2 as a median projection for blocks here. That's the way you stuff a fantasy sheet, even at $3,900 in salary. Personally, I'm probably going to lean towards Watford. I just think he's the better player right now. But just again, comparing projection to salary-based expectations, these Portland value plays are going to help you out. I'm not playing both of them by any stretch, but Drew Eubanks, currently in our optimal lineup tool, in there at number 2, 43% of the time. He's a really solid value play. Now, before I reveal my final play, my number 1 play on FanDuel in the NBA for March 5th, just want to remind you guys, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you always know when we're going live. You guys know what to do. And if you could give me, Matt Savoca, a follow on Twitter at Draftaholic. I've had a lot of fun filling in for Josh on some of these Saturdays doing the Contenders video. He's still the GOAT. Follow him at Josh Engelman on Twitter while you're at it as well. Also want to give one more shout out to our presenting sponsor, No House Advantage. Use promo code Awesemo to get that deposit bonus up to $25 and play those player prop contests over there. So much fun. Download it on the App Store or go to nohouseadvantage.com. Okay, guys, let's get into my number 1 play on FanDuel for this Saturday. At number 1, and it's not particularly close, LeBron James. The Lakers are demoralized, depleted. They look terrible. James himself went viral for his lack of effort in a rebounding performance because he wasn't getting the ball in the post, but we don't really expect that type of effort all the time from James here. Don't expect them to win either against Golden State, but I do expect James to stuff the stat sheet in all ways here. We got him projected for nearly 39 minutes, which would be a minute and a half more than his 10-game average in minutes played. Got him projected for a solid 31, 9.5, 5.8 assists, 1.6 steals, and even an 80% chance of getting a block as well. Despite the Lakers projected for less than 110 total points, we think James is going to soak up a ton of the production here. A 53.5, even more now, 54-point median projection, and he gets to 65 points, a solid 18 or so percent of the time. LeBron James, the undisputed number 1 play on this FanDuel slate in the optimal lineup, 51% of the time. And that is going to do it for my top plays on FanDuel for March 5th, 2022. If you are looking for the DraftKings version of this video, it's around here somewhere. Go ahead and look for it on the channel. We will be back, and Josh will be back all this week and all NBA season with those Contenders videos. And if you're looking for more coverage leading up to tip-off tonight, keep it right here on the Awesemo YouTube channel. We've always got you covered. Until next time, I'm Matt Savoca. We'll see you guys later.